what we have here is the carburetor. I have not opened this up. This is when it starts to get tricky. Here we go. Here's the carb. But we're going to clean it up just the same. So this looks like just a tube that's pinched. I have no idea. As these parts are rather expensive. So these tubes, we're probably going to have to renew these tubes. They're very hard. We have this float. I do remember seeing in the parts bin that he gave me, there was a float, a new one. Here's like a little rubber gasket for the, we have this and this. So the diaphragm, you see, like, just by leaving it in a place for this long, it starts to get deformed. We have that. Now this is the top part of the carb needle, the carb needle. You know, when I had my ascot in my shadow, this did not work. The ascot, I could not turn it, so at least we have this. This is the wheel. You know, it doesn't seem like we need to do much for this, but I will clean it. But what I want to do is kind of just put it all back, just to make sure that it all fits. Jet here, I just want to thread it. I'm not trying to tighten them. They are pretty clean. So this is the carburetor. The one benefit of having this old bike, this Elite, is that at least you only have to deal with one carb. So this little diaphragm has got that little nipple that kind of comes out. Line it up with that. That way it's not going to get pinched. And then you're going to have to go around and kind of just put this very carefully back into that recess. And then you have a spring here, and that should go on this top like this, you know, kind of hold it. So this is where that nipple goes, if you can tell right there. We'll put this in there, make sure that it's on there, this. And the screws for this, they're these. They're always these types, like Phillips. It's a very like distinct carb sort of screw. Just make sure you get the exact screwdriver for it. And then we need the floats. This is the float, and then there's this. I remember that the previous owner ordered a new one, so I'm probably gonna install the new one. There we go. I don't even know which one I just picked up, but so this is clearly the one he just bought. It comes with its own rod, and of course you got the float separately. And just look at the old and the new. Old, new. So the way you do this, you put the little float in here. There's a little direction for it. And your rod, I'm just gonna thread it on here. And there we go. So that's the new float on there. I'm not going to throw this away. Sometimes people, but I'll probably offer this to somebody on the Elite forums if they want it. If you're watching and you want this, just let me know. And it's a little expensive to ship stuff to other countries. I've done it from the YouTube channel, but it's here. So I'll make this available to everybody that needs it. So I got the O-ring on here. It took quite a bit of time. You might want to lubricate it. I think it'll be a lot easier to stretch. Smaller part, just gonna put it this way. And now we need to find these screws. Whoever had this did some cleaning. This little contraption should go like this. There's only one way of putting it. There's a indentation here in the carb, and that should line up with that little hole like that. And there's no way of misfitting it in there. And here's the screw. On this side, this is the part that I don't think I have. These two holes basically hold, I believe, the cable for the throttle. So I cannot find it anywhere, so I don't know exactly what to do with it. So it goes right about here. There's like two screw holes here That's where we're going to put it. And it should fit flush. And now there's these valves or these places where tubes are going to go. I don't know exactly where the tubes go. I need to do a lot of research and kind of look around. Over here, this is where the carb enricher is. You need an O-ring, and it just so happens I do have the right size, but here we go. We have a new carb enricher. Instead of using full injection, this kind of like helps it. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a needle. This kind of goes right into here. There's the hole. Kind of slide it in. There we go. And this kind of helps it from coming out. Now we just got to get the screws. We're getting closer to assembling this. I am not near anywhere done, but you can see this. I might rotate it so the wires aren't on the top, but I don't know exactly how it goes on the bike until I start putting it on there. And I might remove these various things just to you know, make sure that everything's super clean again. When you look at the carburetor, this little bit here with the spring, it's a needle, it's a jet, it goes right in here. Normally they say you should not mess with this. This has been drilled out, so whoever did it drilled this out. But it goes on like this, and I believe it's missing a washer. But I'm just going to put it on here for now. That way we know where it belongs, but I believe it's just a washer that's missing. We need the various hoses, and that's the part that might be a little bit trickier because some hoses, I have no idea where they're going. I found this. It was in the cable for the throttle, but so I'm not exactly sure how it goes, but I think it's like this because the return goes like this. So the cable attaches here, pulls it this way to put all this stuff first before I do anything. I'd rather have a Phillips for this. That's a very soft screw. Don't tighten this too much. Let's give it like one more turn. That's it. So carburetor's done. We're ready to put it on the bike. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.